Hey, welcome back guys to another episode of Holy Shit. This episode is specifically for all you engineers out there. Maybe you can help us understand all the logic behind the physics that is used in our Indian cinema. In Hollywood, the biggest problem that movie makers face are locations, creative cut, sticking to the original screenplay. But in Bollywood, the biggest problems that our filmmakers face is logic, making sense, and our oldest enemy, gravity. Well, our Indian creators thought, you know what, we need to move past all this gravity shit because it is holding us back. They decided to revoke the gravity clause out of our Indian movies. You don't believe us? Let's check this scene out, for example. This is a classic example of gravity being switched on and off during the fight sequence. Now this guy, he jumps and in mid-air he's turning around to kick his opponent. He turns around again without landing on the floor, without taking any support whatsoever. And in this scene, the guy jumps over his opponent's shoulder, gravity is off, so that he's able to stay there for 5 seconds till he punches the shit out of his opponent's face. Then he switches on the gravity again so that he may be able to land on his feet again. So this is like hashtag gravity my choice. To top it off, when the fight sequence is finished, they all start dancing and they're like, you know what, तू इसको मार खत्म कर और उसके बाद हम लोग पीछे से तैयार है, ready, चुम्मा चुम्मा दे दे, चुम्मा चुम्मा दे दे चुम्मा. And all the engineers out there, can you explain the law of inertia in this movie? So Amitabh Bachchan is tied around a pole and there is this barbed wire. So this Gora goes, हम barbed wire को खींचेंगे, and the barbed wire, it goes around him and it wraps him up. I mean, how did the barbed wire just wrap him up like that? The scene doesn't finish here. This is not the most confusing part. Well, as Amitabh Bachchan is bleeding out, his blood drops down and it starts to spell something. Just imagine if you make a spelling mistake like this, you know, E-N चूत गलत हो गया स्पेलिंग. ए भाई साहब इधर आना, गोरे एक मिनट इसको साफ कर दे, मैं दोबारा से ट्राई करूंगा. Is there like an earth magnetic field that is helping him out? RBCs are being attracted in a particular pattern. And now let's talk about the blockbuster movie DHOOM 3 and the main hero of DHOOM 3, Abhishek Bachchan. हंसो मत, अमिताभ का ट्वीट पढ़ो पहले. Abhishek Bachchan is sitting behind Uday Chopra and Uday Chopra stops this motorbike. Apparently there's disc brake. So Abhishek Bachchan flies off in the air. Well, you can see that Uday Chopra's bike is on pause. Abhishek Bachchan was like, statue. Uday Chopra is on statue mode while Abhishek Bachchan flies off, kicks this gunda and then comes back and lands on the same bike on the same position. तो नीचे क्यों नहीं गिरा? मतलब ऐसा क्या घुसे में जोर था? ऐसा कौन सा invisible path था यहाँ पे? The epic anti-Newton movie of India, Son of Sardar. In this scene, you can see how Ajay Devgan's turban gets loose. There is suddenly this आंधी which is blowing inside a pub. वो उड़नी शुरू हो जाती है and then he pushes the lid. The turban goes and pushes all these guys up in the air. मतलब ऐसा कौन सा मास आ गया उसकी टर्बन में, जोशीला मास? Explain how can a cotton cloth blow away these guys in the air? And to top it off, turban then sticks together and ties itself neatly around his head in the exact same pattern. I mean, if this movie is, you know, like physics, I don't know what is. This is the most epic confusion death scene that I've ever seen in my life. So apparently Shakti Kapoor pushes his dad off the building and his dad falls down into a truck, which is still believable, and his shawl is slowly surfacing through. But then this goon comes in front of this truck, is being hit by the truck and he throws away this bottle which is kind of an explosive. This guy, he rolls on the road while the shawl covers his body and the bottle comes up to him and then explodes. Shakti Kapoor and Kader Khan take the exact same time as the shawl takes to surface down from a height of 2 stories. इसमें I need the time continuation mode to be switched off. या time continuation सही नहीं होना चाहिए. And वो gravity वो अच्छा वो तो लाइन ठीक है बस ठीक है लाना बस. अगले शॉट में gravity नहीं है. Action. And in this epic car chase scene by Akshay Kumar, we believe that, you know, these two cars, they are on fire. The trajectory of these two cars is exactly as it should be so that these cars bang into these trucks. I also believe that for some unknown reason, these 4 cars start blowing up in the air. And then these cars are in the air and then they fall on the ground. But then माना कि रबड़ वाली रोड भी आती है दुनिया में. But what kind of a freakishly weird rubber road is this? That these cars bounce off the road and then they are in the air again and then they fall one by one strategically as Akshay Kumar is being dragged through the road so that he can adjust himself so that these cars do not hit him. Newton would be like, you know what, law का यार मेरे साला मैंने पूरी जिंदगी निकाल दी 3 लॉ, एक तो यूज कर लो कोई तो यहाँ पे. So now we believe that contrary to Einstein, Anil Kapoor is the biggest physics genius out there. We see how this poor lady is dying of thirst at the very bottom of the stairs outside this mandir, and Anil Kapoor wants to help her out, but he can't do it directly. So then he looks at this guy carrying this matki. He calculates the mass of the matki, the probability of it being filled with water, the mass of the water, the probable weight of the matki involving the water, the coefficient of friction, the gravity, the number of steps there are, all the bloody coefficients, so that as he pushes off this matki rolls on these temple stairs and they reach this poor lady exactly where it should be. Anil Kapoor is a true genius. I mean, one more step and this would be पानी दे दे मटकी किसने मारी तुम्हारी सालो मदद तो किसने करनी है मटकी मार रहे हो. You know, we believe that resistance should be renamed from Om to Narasimha, because this guy is like the most resistant to current electricity guy out there. Apparently they are going to shock Narasimha with these electrodes, but as they try to do it, Narasimha explains how a normal human being is shocked by the electric current, but electric current is shocked by Narasimha. He's like, you know what, like the most effective resistance machine out there. So you know, if the light goes out, they can just put a cable up, you know, somewhere, and then he can light the whole building. What exactly is happening in these movies? How is the gravity being switched off and switched on? I mean, engineers, please, we need your help. The country needs you. So if you like this video, make sure you click on the subscribe button and make sure you share this video so that it reaches each and every engineer or an engineering student out there, so that they might find an answer that we want. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you like this video.